A real woman is beautiful, patient, kind, and most importantly, has strength.
She got it, independent, don't need nobody.
She don't need nobody.
Work, hustle, grind hard.
What else she do?
She inspired, she got it, building up her empire.
That girl be working.
Work, hustle, grind
She
hard.
just taking over the world.
She inspired.
Work.
Wine and dime, she got no time. Motivated on the
She like to grind.
Hustle through the week, she even hustle in her leisure
I see
time.
you, little mama.
Really classy and she fine. Meet her at the finish line. Catch her at the gym, you know she put in
that work, huh?
overtime. Working, chasing her dreams, that's all she knows.
That's all she know.
Looking on the screen. There go Mo.
What's up with your mo?
Women who inspire.
Network.
Just to change the world.
She gonna change it too.
All my ladies said with me.
Who run the world?
You know them women run the world. She got it, independent, don't need nobody.
You got it, little mama.
Work, hustle, grind hard.
Welcome to another episode of Wine Talk. Today we have our special guest, Ariel. Welcome to the show, Ariel.
Thank you. I am so excited about this.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. I know out of your busy schedule, you're a busy entrepreneur.
Right.
So tell me a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your background.
Okay. Well, my name is Ariel Chavis. I'm from Rayford, North Carolina. I'm 24 years old and I am a serial entrepreneur. I do a host of many different things. To start off, I am a personal trainer and I am a gym owner. I've been a gym owner for about 10 months now. The name of my gym is Ariel Fitness. And I'm also a brand strategist for different brands and companies. So I teach them how to monetize and grow their brands and businesses. And I am also a network marketer professional. I teach people how to grow and build their business and create a six-figure income for themselves as well.
So you stay very, very busy.
Yes.
So how do you manage your time with all that? I know you have a lot going on, and being young as you are, that's definitely excellent for someone your age.
Well, it's all about time management. I do pretty well. Okay. I have a host of many different planners. My week-to-week, day-to-day schedule is pretty much really crazy. How I keep myself so organized is really just planning everything out. Being that I do so many different things, I try my best to organize my time to where I'm dedicating as much time as I need to focus on all the different business ventures that I have.
Got you. What were you doing before you decided to go that route and open up your own business?
So, I became a personal trainer in the year of 2014. That year was very sensitive to me, how I really got started in the fitness industry. I've always been active, I've always been athletic, and I just really found my passion, but it kind of caught me off guard, if I could say that. And I remember 2014 was my second semester. I was attending North Carolina Agricultural and Technical University. Aggie Pride. And at the time, my grandfather, he was very sick, and it was so crazy because I would go home every other week. Well, honestly, every weekend, just to spend time and stay close to my family since he was like very ill. And he was really like the only father figure that I had, the closest thing that I had to a dad. So he was very near and dear to my heart. And at the time, once he passed away in 2014, it really just broke me down. It kind of caught me off guard because I just had life going on. I was really just still trying to find myself and really wasn't for sure what I wanted to do as far as school and life after college. And mind you, this was my going into my second year in college. And once he passed, I just really had a hard time coping with his death. So fitness was all I knew. It was something that really made me feel good. It was there when I needed it the most, when I needed to get my head off of the books or just other outside factors that was just really affecting my mood and how I was just going about my everyday. It was just like there. So I'll never forget when I first started, usually when I commit to something, I make sure that I'm putting my all into it. And I like to be interactive and show people my progress and my journey just on different things. So with the fitness, I became really creative with it. I started posting on social media. I did like a day one And then day 14, transformation picture. And it was crazy because I posted the 2 pictures, and day 1, I just looked regular. And then day 2, boom, I just came up with abs out of nowhere. And everybody was like, what are you doing? Train me. I need you as a personal trainer. At the time, I had no idea what that necessarily was. So I did my research, and come to find out, I was just like, I really feel like I could do this. I'm super passionate about it. I've always been super passionate about making sure that I take care of myself. And being that I had just lost someone very close to me, it was very near and dear to my heart. So I was like, okay, I knew I wanted to do something that was going to impact me, but also help other people. And fitness was just it. So 2014 to now, graduated school. Well, hold on. When I started, my name started getting like super well known across the area, the Greensboro Triad area. Everybody knew me as the trainer. So I would train like a lot of people in college, and also I would go home on the weekends to train as well. So I knew that it was something that I was passionate about when I wanted to train and be in the gym versus being in class. It was just something that I was just like, man, like this is it. This is what I want to do. And at the time, I was really contemplating on what I wanted to major. I was kind of back and forth with my major. And then I got into kinesiology, and I did a minor in communication studies as well. So that's how I found my love. Fitness is one of my first loves, and I'm super passionate about it because I've helped so many people around this area and all across the world. So it's just super amazing. Like God really, his timing and positioning for everything has just truly blessed me. And I always said, you know, I definitely want to do something that I'm passionate about. And my why is very strong. So this is how I started.
So that's extraordinary. First off, you have had a very busy life for being as young as you are. I know, bouncing back to what you were saying, fitness is, to me as well, a form of therapy.
Right.
Once you go into that mindset of working out, I usually just have my headphones in. I don't like to be bothered, and that's it. I will say, hey, if I see someone, look, I don't mean to be rude. Give me 10 minutes and I'll speak to you after I finish this treadmill. So
you're my vibe.
Absolutely, I get it 100%. So tell me a little bit about your life overall, from the beginning. What led you all the way up? We know a little bit about from the college days and leading up to what you're doing now. Mm-hmm. Tell me about your past, your story.
Okay, so let's start with high school, because that's where I really realized that I knew that I had a calling on my life. I just wasn't for sure what exactly that was. So I kind of stepped out the norm of going to the traditional high school. I actually took a major step because I was very athletic. So I let all the sports and all of that go to attend the early college. And it was something different for me. It made me mature very fast, but I learned so much in the process. Being that I was not only taking high school courses, but I had a responsibility of taking college courses as well. So I was a full-time college student in high school. So that's where the dedication, the hard work, that's where it really just kicked in for me. And I've always been active, not just with school, but just so many different extracurricular activities. I'm a musician for my church. I praise dance, I mime, I do all of that. And mind you, I was doing all of this in high school. So I had, once again, a lot of responsibilities that really taught me how to manage my time and to really like stay laser focused for sure. And I come from a single parent background. So my mom instilled so much in me, even as a young girl. I am the oldest child, so you know how that goes.
Out of how many?
Just one.
Just one. Okay.
Yes. So seeing her like be super dedicated to her job and making sure that me and my brother had absolutely everything that we needed. Never went lacking for anything. I'm truly grateful for that. But seeing her work as much as she did and like provide for not only me but for our family as well, it really just made me want to go harder. Even as a child, I was a teenager. I'm like, look, my mom is putting hours in, you know. I'm like, I want to do something that's going to, you know, repay her back for the time that she's put in for me and my brother. So ever since then, I was like, it was kind of weird being at a young age, and I'm like, I I need to put myself in a position to where very soon, after graduating college, that I can retire my mom. So it's definitely been more so a dream, but now it's like a reality for me. I'm working, I'm growing my business, I'm opening multiple streams of income so I can be able to provide for my family and to give my mom that time and that time freedom back that she definitely lacks. So she's a huge part of my why, and I'm really passionate about it because I've seen her go through so many different things, and she survived and came out on top of everything. So I'm like seeing somebody who is, that's my baby, that's my mama. I'm like, I can do this. Like, I can do this for her, but not only for her, but for my family as well. So when I went to college, I was really on a mission to find what it is that I really wanted to do. And in the midst of being around different environments, I knew that I needed to stay focused. So when I found that fitness was my thing, it just went from there. So anything outside of me growing my brand, me growing my business, anything that wasn't really, that was really hindering me from doing the things that I needed to do, I instantly cut it off. So my college experience wasn't just like the typical college student partying, doing all of these crazy things. Like, I had my moments of fun, but I just knew that I had a goal. So I just really stayed laser focused with that, trying to build my brand, but also network. I did a lot of networking in college, and I met so many amazing people who have like really helped me as an individual grow my brand and my business. So that drive and all of that really came at an early age, and I'm super grateful. And a lot of that had to do with the way I was brought up. I was brought up in the church. Those morals and those values that I have are still instilled in me today. So it's a part of my drive and why I go so hard, for sure.
That's extraordinary. So one thing I do want to ask you, you went into fitness, but you're doing a couple other extra routes of things. What led you to going into those directions?
Okay, so the branding. So I also have a branding and consulting company where I help brands. I do graphic design, video editing, like the list goes on. And I've always been passionate about it, but I didn't realize how passionate I was about it when it was time for me to actually start my fitness business. So when I knew, I wanted to be a personal trainer, I wanted to own my own fitness business, I knew there were a lot of background things that people really don't pay attention to that's very important when it comes to building a brand and also building a business. So I did a lot of research. And starting out, me being a full-time college student, I didn't have a job. My mom was like, look, all I want you to do is go to school, get good grades. That's all I ask. And I'm going to take care of everything else. So I was full, but I was super thankful for that because it just gave me an extra push. She's seen a lot in me, and she's seen how committed and dedicated I was to my brand and how happy it made me. So whatever I needed, she was there to supply for me. So I'm super grateful for that. But I was like, if this is something that I really want to do, I need to put in all of the effort that I need. So I did a lot of research. I learned how to edit anything on Photoshop on my own. I've always been creative, and this just brought out that more of a creative side for me. So when Ariel Made Fitness came, it was just like, okay, I need a logo. And then I'm researching and looking at like different prices and all of this, and I'm like, well, this is not in my budget. I can pay for it. But me being the entrepreneur, I'm like, well, if I can do it and it still looks as good as the top graphic designer, then I'm going to save some coins and do it myself.
So Ariel, a lot of people, they look on the outside of a situation or what someone's doing, and they're always focused on the tip of the iceberg.
Right.
But really don't see the background of what people have endured to get to where they are. Tell me a little bit about the struggles that you have personally been through.
Okay. I'll kind of go around and around with this because it's definitely a lot. I do not often get to share this with people, so it's very near and dear to my heart to share this with people who are looking to become their own boss or already are, but they're not really for sure as far as what direction or just need a little guidance. So with me, all of this was just kind of like me feeling my way forward. I had to do a lot of trial and errors, and it was just a lot of things that just really helped me learn who I am as a person. Like when I became an entrepreneur, that's when I really tapped into who Ariel is. And it's super crazy because I went through a lot. Um, let's see, I graduated in 2018 from UNCG. So after transitioning, life after college, it wasn't a struggle, but it was just really me finding myself and also rebranding myself, because I made a decision after graduating from college, from Greensboro to my hometown, Rayford, North Carolina. It was a big reality check for me. I had like a very high list of clientels, and I was used to that. I was used to making that certain amount of money. So when I moved back home, it was like a major reality check for me, because I had to basically start from scratch, from rebranding my business to really targeting and looking and, looking for clients who desire to, live a healthier lifestyle. It was a real struggle for me. And the whole process, I knew why I was coming home, and I vowed to myself I was coming home because I wanted to be a gym owner. So when I graduated from college, everybody is like, so what's next for Ariel? What are you going to do? And I'm like, I'm going to be a gym owner. And everybody is looking at me like, really? When is this going to happen? And I'm all about putting things in the atmosphere, setting those affirmations. So I said confidently, I don't know when it is, but I just know it's coming soon. So just be ready.
Telling is the most powerful thing. People
Right.
don't understand that. What
Exactly.
you speak is
Mhm.
what you put out.
So yes, so I was definitely speaking it every day. Reality, I started from the bottom. It took me a long time to really build my clientele up to about 10 people. It was a struggle because a lot of people still thought I was still in the Greensboro area. And I'm like, no, look, hey, I'm home. Like, I'm full time now. So the money that I was making in school versus when I went home just really sunk in for me, and it was like a struggle because I was in the process of saving and wanting to grow my business, because I knew, in my heart that I was going to get this gym from me searching and looking for locations that I thought was it, and turns out, somebody got the deal before I was able to. It just really hit me hard, and I was just like, God, this is something that I'm passionate about. I just really need you to honestly come through for me, because I was just like I don't know what to do. And it was it even tested me to where the point I was really considering, getting a full-time job. And I know a lot of entrepreneurs where they're desiring to become their own boss, or they are, and they're still working their 9 to 5. And I was like, look, I don't have anything against working a 9 to 5 job and building my business from 10 to 2 a.m., 5 a.m., whatever I need to do it, I'll do it. But it was just do I really want to work for corporate America and constantly thinking about, how I can grow my brand when I lack the time, working for someone else. So it was really just me testing my faith, to keep pushing and keep growing and keep building my business. I remember there were times where I would make posts on social media, and being that I am a brand expert, it really doesn't matter who likes it. Shares are lit. The instant directive messages that people send you are lit. The likes and all of that kind of stuff really never got to me. So there were points in my social media, during that time, especially when I transitioned, where I wouldn't get a whole bunch of likes and shares on different things. Hey, I'm looking for new clients. I get maybe 1 to 2 hits. And, that was the reality for me. Everybody, I noticed in this time now, people really glamorize entrepreneurship, and they don't really realize the grind that's behind all of the spotlight. When
Right.
people see me, they like, oh, I'm so proud of you. You're so successful. I admire everything that you're going through. And I, thank them, of course, but I like to shed light on some of the stuff that they don't get to see. Nobody really got to see where I was, trying to figure out how I was going to grow my brand, how I was going to grow my business. Nobody really got to see me really getting sleep from from May 2018 all the way up into April 2019 was my grind. I really went laser focused, and I was just look, all I'm focusing on is doing whatever I need to do to grow my brand. Not working a 9 to 5. I was really close, but I just really put all of my time and energy to growing my brand. And it took me, a few months to get to that point. And I never forget the day where it was just okay, I got everything I need to, make this deal, to close the deal on the gym, and I'm just gonna do it. And it was probably like one of the happiest days of my life because I was, of course, super exhausted because I didn't get a lot of sleep. Like, that's the thing. When you're an entrepreneur, you work for yourself, and when you sleep, you don't make money unless you have that passive and residual income. But we'll talk about that another day. But you really have to grind, and a lot of people, they want to, become an entrepreneur, and I'm like, I don't need to do this. They try to take everything the shortcut way. And I realized like a long time ago, nothing needs to be shortcut. You need to do it the right way so that, it doesn't hit you. So, like, all in all, when I got the keys to my building, it was really like the happiest day of my life. I was tired and super exhausted, but I was super thankful. And that's when I really, realized who I was as a person. Like, wow, like, your life can change. Like, me grinding the last quarter of 2018 really positioned me for 2019 to set my business apart. And it really, like, increased, of course, the money that I had coming in increased tremendously. Like, I'm thankful for that. But most of all, like, the people that I've been able to impact. And it was a struggle because when I moved back home, I was really finessing gym to gym. Like, I had a membership at Planet Fitness, and I would use like people apartment gyms just to train people. And it was just really a struggle. Nobody really knew, like, how is she getting all these people in the gym? And it was like, well, I know ways.
It's definitely baby steps.
Yes, it's definitely baby steps.
You can't take that big leap first and expect things to work out. You have to take those steps to grow as an individual. And it's definitely, being an entrepreneur is definitely a testing of your faith. Right. You really have to make sure what you're doing is what you're passionate about, and that's what you would enjoy doing, waking up every day to fulfill. And as you were saying, impacting the lives of others, that's just a bonus to it. Mm-hmm. When you see people smiling and you see them becoming a positive person, it's very rewarding. So I can understand. Right. So what are some of the sacrifices you have had to make to get to where you are today?
It's a lot. He's sitting here reflecting on some of those sacrifices. That's definitely made my brand what it is now, and it's definitely where it's going for sure. One thing that I would like to really touch on really briefly is being cautious of who you surround yourself with. Being an entrepreneur or transitioning to becoming an entrepreneur is very essential to make sure that you're very cognizant of who you surround yourself with. On a day-to-day basis, especially as an entrepreneur. Relationships can be very tricky when you're an entrepreneur, especially if you surrounding yourself with people who don't really understand the whole concept of you working for yourself. So sometimes when you're wanting to commit to putting in work for yourself, your grind, because if you don't work, you don't eat. And, your significant other or your friends, they don't understand because they, either work 9 to 5s, it's nothing against 9 to 5s, or just doing their own thing where they feel like maybe partying, going out, drinking, smoking, etc. I do none of those things. But they feel like that's more important. And, they'll try to like lure you in. Come on, let's do this. Let's do it. I'm like, nah, I got to work on Ariel Fitness right now. So definitely that's been one of the sacrifices that I had to make, being cautious of who I needed to keep and who I needed to cut off. And it's been an ongoing thing as an entrepreneur, being that I've been an entrepreneur for over 4 years. I realized that I really sacrificed a lot of really good friendships because I was super focused on my business being my priority. And a lot of people may not get that. And sometimes it kind of hurts when you have to cut off people who are not helping you grow. And if they're, cutting down on some of that growth, and you start to see that, whether it's in your revenue or it's just in your, lack of production on how you're growing your business. I really recently just took a major hit with that, realizing wow, you committed so much time to these different things and these different people that hey, look, you slacking on yourself. And that was like a reality check for me going towards the end of 2019, because I realized, I could have been so far off if I was still laser focused and still, not being scared to say, hey, look, we're going to have to cut this relationship.
Right.
But now that I understand how important my business is to me, I literally treat my business like it's my baby. I don't have any kids. I do desire kids, not right now. But right now, all of my businesses are my baby. And I have to guard them like they're my baby. So I have to feed it, nurture it in order for it to grow. Same thing with a regular child. You have to feed it, you have to nurture it, you have to love it. And I do those same things and I practice those same principles with my business. And it's been tough because I'm just like this is a lot of sacrifices. But then that goes back to how we talked about, a lot of people really don't notice or pay attention to those different things that you really had to sacrifice in order for you to grow your business. So it really took me coming out of my comfort zone to really make my business what it is and grow my business to how it is, and not being afraid to cut those relationships off. Because, I know what I have going for myself and I know where I want to be. And if those people aren't helping me get to where I want to be, then honestly, I'm cutting them off quickly. So 2020, I'm tunnel vision, focus on my dreams, my business, and how I can help other people who want to follow me. And that's the thing. Sometimes you may have people, with you along your journey, whether it's not even with business, just in life in general. And they're, holding you back, holding you hostage from, moving forward. So I realize and I really pray daily, God, I want all of my relationships to be beneficial. I want to help people grow, and I want people pouring into me as much as I'm pouring out to other people, whether it's me at the gym helping and motivating people. I realized my relationships that I'm surrounded by need to be healthy relationships, because me being an entrepreneur, I work for myself, and with the fitness industry, I like to go deep into it. It's not just the outward appearance, the body, it's about the mind, the mental, the health, all of that. Mental health is very important. So I feel like I need to be in a place to where I can really help pick somebody up. Because I have clients who go through everyday things just like I do. Right. And I'm, a fitness trainer, but I like to call myself, I love to help motivate and get people out of dark places into better positions, So in order for me to definitely do that, I have to make sure that I'm surrounded with healthy environments to definitely help flourish my business and to help, just help people simply.
Absolutely. And bouncing off of what you were saying, you never know by taking one unhealthy relationship, to removing that from your life, how many doors can really open for you. Right. And once you start moving in that positive direction, so many positive people are going to come in your way. Right. to help you and to allow you all to grow, not just for yourself. So absolutely everything you were saying. Now, what words of encouragement? We have plenty of entrepreneurs watching today that are maybe thinking of starting their own business or in the process of starting their own business. What words of encouragement could you give to them in times when they feel like they're ready to give up or get the 9-to-5 job and just put that idea to the side? What words of encouragement could you give?
So I live by this quote. It's no room for doubt. Those 4 words, no room for doubt. And I never forget, a few years ago, before my aunt passed away from cancer, we had this really deep heart-to-heart. I didn't know she was getting ready to transition soon, weeks prior after that. But she gave me these words when I really needed it, and ever since then it stuck with me till this day. I use that. That is Ariel Fitness. That's our motto, no room for doubt. So in hindsight, with that, considering everything that I went through to get to where I am, I use it on a day-to-day basis, because if I doubted myself, there will be no Ariel Fitness. There will be nothing, that I have going for myself and all of the other business ventures that I have. If I would have doubted myself. And there have been so many times where, even me, I'm an introvert, so sometimes I'm always scared of doing stuff, and people outside looking in, they're looking like, you seem so like outgoing and energetic, like you're an extrovert. And I'm like, no, but I do it scared. One of my mentors told me, regardless of what it is, whatever your goals are, do it scared, do it anyway. Honestly. And I feel like sometimes as, we have these ideas and as entrepreneurs, we're very creative when it comes to our mind and just thinking of different things to like really help grow, us as an individual and then other people as well. Like your mind just starts going everywhere and place to place. And it's very important to, definitely write those goals out. Like I write everything out. I have books, planners, and I keep them with me on a day-to-day basis because as a creative, my mind just jumps. And when God gives me these visions and, different things that I have ideas on, I write them down first. That's the first thing. You want to write down all of your goals for sure. Because, in the Bible, they said, write the vision, make it plain, and if you don't write it down, then that's definitely the first step. We need to write those goals out. And definitely like personal development, self-development is very important. Looking up, podcasts related to your brand, your field, following people that you really look up to that's in your industry, researching and doing comparative analysis as far as like what do you need to do to get to where they are. Definitely plugging in and like latching on to mentors. Like mentors are very important. And if you don't have a mentor, you need to get a mentor ASAP. Whether you are considering owning your own business or being an entrepreneur, like you don't even have to, do those things to have a mentor. Like mentors are very important. And I have one who is just very near and dear to my heart and very helpful with my growth as a woman, and not just a woman, but as a business owner. So putting those together, my life has just truly changed tremendously. And not being afraid to ask questions. Like I feel like, starting out, we want to do things our way and we don't want to like network and connect with other people who's already successful. We're too scared because we think we know it all. So definitely being very humble and, really finding your niche and like really like grinding, like putting in work. Because some people tend to think like it's just gonna come to you, just gonna come to your lap, and it's not. Like it's not. If it was, everybody would be doing it. So that's the beauty of entrepreneurship. Like really stepping out of your comfort zone and doing the things that you want to do is very important for sure. And one other thing, no room for doubt. Don't doubt yourself. Like build that confidence up within yourself. If you don't have like, I don't know what your religious beliefs is, but whatever it is, like really helping yourself grow as an individual is really going to help you. You want to be confident in what you're doing. And if you're not confident in what you're doing, people are going to notice that. People pick up on vibes. So with me, I'm a businesswoman and I take that very seriously. So when people come to me and they ask me different things, I make sure that my posture is very correct. So, whatever your field is, you want to make sure that you have that posture and persona to where, people want to gravitate off of that. People pick up on vibes. So definitely having that confidence within yourself and believing in yourself will take you a long way. You might not know all of the information, but I can tell you one thing, me having confidence in myself has definitely taken me places to where my degree and all of that would not have taken me. So definitely believing in yourself for sure and absolutely not having any doubt within yourself and just doing it scared. Do it anyway.
So Ariel, I want to personally thank you for taking the time out today to speak with all our viewers and everyone who's watching about the importance of entrepreneurship and following your dreams and your goals. Where can our viewers find you? Find your what you're doing in all three areas and contact you. Let them know.
Okay, so Facebook, my name is Ariel Chavis, Ariel Chavis, Chavis. I have a business page for the gym. It's Ariel Made Fitness, and the Made is MAID Fitness in my first name. You can follow me on Instagram as well. I have a personal and a business page as well. The personal page is _Ariel Chavis, and my business page is Ariel Made Fitness. And also I have a website, www.arielmadefitness.com.
So Ariel, thank you so much for coming out today.
Absolutely.
Sharing your story and providing so much positive energy and feedback to everyone who's watching. I thank you for everything you've given us today.
You're so welcome. This experience has been truly amazing for me, stepping out of my comfort zone and doing this. And I want to thank you for really reaching out to me to be able to share my story with the masses. And I pray and wish you nothing but success, and for also this platform. It's truly an amazing platform. People often do not really do stuff like this, and this is stuff that people really needs to see, the world needs to see. So I pray and wish you nothing but success, that your business takes off, not just here locally, but globally.
Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
that. Thank you for watching another week of W.I.N.E Talk. Today we've learned about young entrepreneurship as a whole, and following your dreams no matter what obstacles may come in your way.